Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. A very, very crowded week here as we get to the end of September. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in this week, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. All that entails, and the knees, and the fans, and the rivalry, and the struggling teams, as well as the baseball playoffs next week. We got President's Cup golf this weekend. Hockey starts next weekend. But, hey, man, I was just over in Europe for a week, and it's always soccer season over there. My pal Carl Delmont owns the Harrisburg Heat. They've announced some realignments along with the Baltimore Blast and other regional teams here. And he's also, as you know, with Fremont Mortgage and Fremont Mortgage Funding. We always enjoy our chats with Carl. It's been a little while. Carl, first off, man, happy soccer season to you. A lot of Ravens fans and some of the media members went over to the West Ham game with Tottenham over the weekend. So there was certainly a little bit of football buzz, as they like to call it, over the other side of the pond.
Yeah, it's our schedule's being announced this week after some realignment, as you said. So we're excited for that. Candidly, I'm not crazy about our schedule. We've got 9 back-to-back games and some travel that I'm not too fond of. But you know what? I think it's just going to motivate our guys to play even more, and it's going to be exciting. I mean, Baltimore, the Blast, have moved to a new arena. They're playing at Towson University, and I think it'll be fun to play in this new place with them. And so we'll see a lot of the fans there. Be interesting to see. It's going to be a little bit smaller field, so it'll change the game a little bit. But, they're pros. They'll adapt, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I did not, full disclosure on all this stuff. Give me a little look at what's going on with the league right now, because you are talking, obviously, to an audience of Blast fans, of which you're one of them as well, and having bought the Heat 2 years ago. Any change that picks things up and makes things better for anyone that's in a league. I mean, the NFL right now, they're trying to stick together because what's good for the league's good for everybody, right? And in your case, the league has moved around, and you knew that when you bought into it, but you believe that people want to come out and watch soccer, and I don't disagree with that, Carl.
No, and I think, we have a commissioner, Josh, who's an attorney. He owns a minor league baseball team. He had a minor league hockey team. So he knows sports, and he doesn't have a dog in a race. So it's good, because this is the first time in years that we've had a league that we haven't had a commissioner who was somehow tied to an owner or a team or something along those lines. So he's got some very pretty optimistic plans for the league and each franchise, and we support him. He's got a unanimous support from all the owners, and I'm happy. I mean, I think there's a lot of good things are going to happen with it. But this year, there was some stuff going on. We had Rochester was trying to come back in, and they were in the league for several years, and then had to fold because of workers' comp issues. Great ownership and great location, but they weren't able to get the dates they needed, and they were going back and forth in the arena. So part of that's the reason our schedule was delayed a little bit. We were trying to get them back in, and when they finally realized they couldn't. The other thing is, sometimes, as you know, in life, you take a step backwards or sideways in order to take a giant leap forwards. So while we had a couple teams either cancel last minute or move to Division II, I think in the long run, it's probably a good thing. Basically, in Darwinism rules, survival of the fittest. And I think one of the things the commissioner's trying to do is to make sure that we have a league that's super strong, I guess maybe the best way to look at it is quality over quantity is probably the way to look at it.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And how many teams in the league this year, and what's your division going to look like, Carl?
So 16 teams, 4 divisions, 4 teams each. Toronto will be coming in next year, and for what I'm told, there's 6 or 7 owners doing due diligence about maybe coming in next year as well. So we'll see what happens there. But our division will remain the same. It'll be us, Baltimore, Syracuse, and Florida. But we will be traveling, all of us will be traveling quite a bit. So we actually have Ontario, Canada, which is outside of L.A. They're coming to town twice. We have Monterrey from Mexico, Monterrey Flash, which actually for those diehard fans, you'll remember they actually beat the Blast in the championship a few years ago. They're back in the league again, and we play them twice. Fortunately, at home, we have to fly to Mexico. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's going to be a good season. Looking at the season, I can tell you right now, it's not going to be an easy one for any of the teams. All the teams, the parity has really improved. And I think what you're going to see is, every game, given some, injuries or just a bad night, I think every game is going to be really, really intense and fun to watch.
Well, and this is the time of year where you're trying to get guys to play, right? I mean, you're trying to figure out who's going to be on your team, and that's all put on Dennison for, in your case right now. But, for soccer players and where they're going to settle and where they're going to get a job, there's a lot of guys playing for jobs right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, preseason will start in a few weeks. Dennison and the coaching staff picks the players they want. My only card is I get to decide how much is in the budget. So if Dennison really, really wants a player and we don't have the room in the budget, then it is what it is. But it's weird. It's it's not Moneyball or anything else. I always joke that I don't play fantasy football, but I kind of do now for real. And it's interesting dynamics trying to work it all out and get players to fit within the numbers that you have and play within that budget. Sort of like a salary cap, I guess, but we don't have all those little creative things like, signing bonuses and prorated and this and that. So, but, one day I hope that the league gets to the point where, look at the USL. They were, Division III a couple years ago. Buy-in wasn't much. Then the buy-in jumped up. Now they're true Division II right behind MLS. And their buy-in now is $5 million with a $20 million net worth. So, there is room for growth, and I think our commissioner's on the right path. I think he wants to take the league to the next level, and, all good things take time. And I think as long as the fans are patient and support us, we'll be in good shape.
He is Carl Delmont. He owns the Harrisburg Heat. You can learn more about what they do at harrisburgheat.com. But obviously, locally and for many, many years, one of our partners for all of our Ravens live shows, all of our Give a Spit swabbings, and through Fremont Mortgage. You can learn more by calling 800-955-8508. Let's get on to money here because we always sort of talk about things that could pertain to anybody in our audience. Clearly, the Equifax thing that happened a couple of weeks ago, I remember seeing you up at Greenmount Station up in Hampstead talking to you about it and said, well, I put my little number in there. They said that I wasn't breached. And you said, oh, no. So, and I said, well, we'll talk about next time we get on the radio. So tell me, Carl, the Equifax situation was very, very sticky a couple of weeks ago and still remains sticky for those caught up in it, right?
Yeah, look, pretty much half the country was affected, 143 million. And the part that bothers me the most is, look, anyone who's listening has probably had a credit card that they misplaced or was stolen or whatever. All you do is you call your credit card company, say, look, I can't find my card. Oh, no problem. We'll overnight you a new one or mail you a new one. You get the same card. It's just a different account number, and your probably expiration date stays the same. But that's it. No big deal. But now we're talking your Social Security number, your driver's license. I mean, these are things that don't change, and you can't just go and get a new one. Hey, I lost it. I need a new one. You get a new driver's license, but nothing's going to change on it. So if these thieves have this information, you get what Equifax is doing is only for a year. So after a year, you have to pay for these things. So, and I've written a letter to some of my Congress people and people I know in the Finance Committee, and actually the CFPB as well, which oversees a lot of this stuff. And I told them what we need to work on is it should be free to do a credit freeze. It should be easy and free to thaw it in case someone wants to use their credit. It should be for life. It should be in all three credit bureaus. And the other thing is they need to address the IRS because I think people should be getting PIN numbers like they do now if you're a victim of identity theft, but everyone should have a PIN number because what these thieves do is they apply for fake tax refunds before you get a chance to. And you'll eventually get your money back, but it could take 2 or 3 years. And there's a lot of people who actually count on that refund as almost part of their income. They're like, every April or whatever to get that money back, they're like, oh, wow, I'm counting on this $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So I think it's very widespread what's going on here. If you want to sign up for the Equifax breach with the stuff that they're doing, you can. They did say that the arbitration clause has been waived. There's some other factors in there you take a look at. But the bottom line is, right now the CEO just said that he's stepping down, but he's really retiring. What that means is, hey, bad stuff happened on my watch, but I'm going to retire because that means I still get my golden parachute and all my retirement. And the worst part, several executives sold stock for a huge profit just days before the breach was announced. The problem was the breach was announced back in, not announced, but they knew about it back in May. What's worse, a couple months prior, they were told by Apache that they had a software issue, they had to upgrade, and it took them too long to do it. And that flaw was exploited, and that's where the hackers got in. So it was definitely negligence. There's a lot of lawsuits, but I just think that this is one case where I think the government needs to come in and really, really protect the consumers because, like I said, you can't get a new Social Security number or a new driver's license. That's yours for life, and if someone has it, every day the rest of your life, you're looking over your shoulder trying to protect it.
Well, it's half the country. I mean, it's outrageous, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's look, it could happen to any company. It could happen to your company, mine, whatever. But these guys are the arbiters of all of our personal data. So there should be some tough rules when they don't guard that properly. I mean, for the CEO to make $93 million, whatever, let's just say he made half of that. I'm pretty sure they could put up a pretty good firewall for half that amount of money.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Carl Delmont's at Fremont Mortgage and Fremont Mortgage Funding. Whether you're purchasing a home, refinancing a home, loan options, educating homeowners, it's all up on the website, including the Fremont Mortgage U, which I've looked at a bunch as well. Go to Fremont.com to learn more or call 800-955-8508. Little soccer, little Equifax. What's going on in Fremont right now? What's going on with the markets and buying and selling homes now that the kids are back at school?
Well, I mean, we're still seeing a lot of people looking to purchase. There's just some uncertainty about the markets with everything going on with North Korea and everything else. But, the bottom line is right now mortgage rates are still very attractive. But we're in the same boat we've been in for the last several years, supply and demand. A lot of people who are looking to buy, demand, not much supply, the number of houses available. So, if you're looking to purchase, the number one advice I can give you is this. Contact a competent lender. Get approved, not just for your credit, but also on your finances. Let them look at your pay stubs, W-2s, everything else. Make sure there's no garnishments or withholding or anything in there. Then get an absolute valid pre-approval. Then go find a realtor. Then go look at the houses. If you're armed with all that and you make the right offer, you're going to get accepted. The bottom line is a lot of people do it the other way, where they just are looking at houses, then try to get a pre-approval. And by then, the other people who already have the information submitted their offers ahead of you. And in this market, again, supply and demand, it goes quickly. So we don't charge an application fee, and unlike internet lenders, we're here local. We've been doing it 25 years December, 25 years in December.
You're going to throw a party, right? You better have a party.
Yeah, I guess we will have to see. I'll be busy right in the middle of heat season, but we'll try to put
Come on, serve some sandwiches or something, man. Have some cake. At least have some cake, right?
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'll call Chris up. We'll go do something there. My buddies at Forensic.
Hey, man, I appreciate all that you do for us and educating folks about what's going on with the Equifax thing, because I know that that's important as well as your work up there with the Harrisburg Heat. Good luck with the soccer season. We're going to check in again soon, and we'll hope to see you and Sherry out at Swabbing sometime soon, too.
Sounds good.
Great having you on, Carl Delmont. He is Fremont Mortgage Funding, 800-955-8508. Carl, go ahead and give the digits, because you know how to do that better than I do.
Sure. It's Fremont Mortgage, Fremont.com, 800-955-8508, NMLS number 1067, and don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender.
Call Carl, 800-955-8508. You can find me out in the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. Our morning newspaper ships to your email inbox at 7 a.m. That's all brought to you by Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com, where it's always $10 a month to get in the best shape of your life. And why not now? Let's do it. Let's make a little bit of time and get to Planet Fitness. Learn more at Planet of Triumphs.com. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.